Hi, I'm Diana McGowan.
I'm Dan McGowan.
Our son is Dylan McGowan. He's 16 years old, and we live in Oklahoma City. Dan was on his third tour of Iraq. We already had one son, and I found out that I was pregnant with Dylan a couple months after he left for that third tour. During my course of my pregnancy, I had gestational diabetes, and so when I got to the hospital, the baby wasn't moving, and my blood pressure was like 195 over 145, something outrageous. And so we had to have, I had to get magnesium and go in to have emergency C-section. So Dylan was born prematurely at 30 weeks. One day when Dylan was about 4 or 5 years old, right at the beginning of kindergarten, I picked him up, and as we were walking out, he wandered into an empty classroom. And he was looking up at the whiteboard, and I was yelling from the outside for him to come out, and he just wasn't responding. He was just still looking at the whiteboard, and I kept calling out to his name, and I could tell, you can tell the difference between being ignored and not hearing, and I could just sense that something was wrong. So I went immediately, made an appointment for a hearing test. And when we got the results back, it was a significant bilateral hearing loss. People could not believe how he had adapted with such a significant loss. And that's one of the amazing things about him. He's always just been an adapter and a fighter.
My name is Dylan McGowan. I am 16 years old, and now I attend Oklahoma City University. I am on the rowing team. I am a cellular biology major, and I've had hearing aids in my life. I have hearing loss. In my opinion, opportunities they present themselves, and I've had anxiety, and anxiety really takes over your mind and try to take opportunities away from you. But then I realized, I believe that anything is possible. So, yeah.
During elementary school years, he took to his hearing aids like duck to water. He was not shy about them. He enjoyed them. He got different colors, reds and blues, and he just really, really enjoyed them for the most part, especially through elementary school years. No, when they're young like that, pediatric, it's a big mold I always say, do you want to hide them? Do you want to put your hair? Nope, he was never shy about it. Really brave.
For him, it was music. He started playing piano, took to it like a virtuoso.
Yeah, he's very, very musical. I never expected with that, but he has a perfect pitch. He was really, really took to music. I had taken the boys with me to a fitness gym that you do rotations, and one of the rotations was on a rower, and he was really good. They had these tests with PRs and he was doing better than adult men. And I thought, that's wild. So I was telling Dan about it, and he said, why don't you look and see if there are any rowing clubs? And I thought, rowing in Oklahoma City? That's no way.
There was a time during the year of my juniors, about, I'd say a month, where I had to go without my hearing aids, and that did affect me deeply because I couldn't hear what any of the coaches were saying. Now, on the one hand, it did affect me, but on the other hand, it was still a part of me that wanted to keep going and wanted to get to where maybe I could row without it. And luckily, a month later, I got it, and I realized just how much of a help hearing aids are. You realize two things: how deep my passion is for sport, and how important really hearing is to the everyday life. Whether that be in the classroom, on the water, run anything, you know.
So I was really shocked to learn that there was such a thriving rowing community here in Oklahoma City. You don't think about that in the heart of the Midwest, right? So I enrolled him in that. I think he was 14, and he did the Oklahoma City River Sport Juniors Rowing Club for a year. And so the year ended, this was last year, and it was time for him to graduate high school. Because of the accelerated pace of homeschooling, he was actually able to graduate 2 years early, and he chose to continue to row. So applied to a few colleges, and he was accepted to Oklahoma City University.
Academically and athletically.
So he has both an academic and an athletic scholarship there.
I'm excited, yes. As a freshman, I realized that my first semester was very challenging, yes. So a year from now, my sophomore year, I see myself getting more acclimated to the challenges that college presents itself with. And then, when I graduate, I don't really know exactly what I want to do with my biology degree. In my opinion, the challenge is all in the mind. If you visualize it yourself and you make a plan to do it and you execute it, you can really just achieve anything. You're not born with a talent. And I think hearing aids really show that, even though I was born without hearing, that doesn't mean I can't achieve anything I want to. My hearing aids are just so important, and I believe that Oticon is probably the best manufacturer. When I was living in Southern California, I had one of the best audiologists ever, and she had some of the best service, and clearly that's just that they hire great people.
To see where he's come from the neonate stage, or the premature infant stage, to now, it's little pieces, whether it's the school, whether it's people helping, but Oticon has really helped make a difference.
Yeah.
And that shows that Oticon doesn't just represent a great product, it also represents a great team. And those combined really just make quality business, in my opinion. Great customer service, great employees, great product. It really just means a successful business. And I believe that no other hearing aid producer is just as great as Oticon. So and Oticon has just changed my life.